That's my penny board. I nearly sold it, but then I decided not to because I wanted to keep that. I also reading. This is the book I'm reading at the moment. It's very good. I highly recommend it. Inkspell. Yes. There's a trilogy in the series. So I've got lots of books. I've also got my planty books too. Other hobbies include photography. So I have on my bookshelf loads of vintage cameras. I like collecting vintage cameras. So that I only actually have 3 because I don't think I could have any more. I've got a brownie, then I've got a really old one. This is the oldest of them, I think. Cut. It will be a cut out of the video. Do you know how many times I've been trying to get the angle sorted, the sound sorted, everything like that, and then I've just remembered that I haven't got the moss, and I think it might still be over that side of the room. So bear with me a second. I'm just gonna grab it. If it's actually over there. It's never where you need it to be. That's that. My first Repot and chat. So so basically I don't know what's going to happen with myself, but I've got my tea, got some water, the fan's on, I'm sorry if you can hear it, I do apologise, and then I've brought some of the plants out that I'm going to repot. I'm hoping that prepared for that, but you know what? Who cares? It's just my opinion, eh? I just first also want a disclaimer. My earrings are an ambassador for Loz Leaves Kiniko, and she does these fabulous bespoke earrings. I absolutely love them. And don't forget jungle floor mats, which is, I'll show you a picture within the video of the jungle floor mat when having loads of friends. Anyway, one of my good friends says, can I plant basil in the garden? Well, to be honest, you can, but be prepared that it may die during the winter because it won't survive the frost. So be prepared for that. I do like basil's quite hard to grow if it needs a lot of water, and I mean generally I'm not a outdoor plant person, though I do have quite a few outdoor plants that I really like and that are in my garden, but I live with my parents. So so basically I'm gonna tip all this out. And I just realised you can't actually see what I'm doing. So I just tipped out this, and it's empty now, of course. And so I'm going to fill it up again and read another question. So, got another question here from a friend. She's Rambling Lisa Plants on Instagram if you want to follow her. She's got a really cool account. And she loves orchids. I asked her to send me a couple of questions. Just gonna go through them because I'm just trying to find them. She sent me quite a few and I forgot to screenshot them. Rosie, what are you doing? This bit's not going to be in the video. What got me into plants? So what got me into plants? I think some other people may have asked me a similar question as well. So I'm just going to go right out and say that my parents probably. I got my first house plant but it's not non-existent anymore, and it's a little, actually I do have one. It's a little moon cactus, and I'm going to show you it. Sorry about my knees. So this guy is in my little chip cup, and basically this was my first houseplant that I got when I was younger, and it's like not the actual one, but this is what type it was, what plant it was, and I overwatered it. It's such a common thing to do with cacti, is to overwater it. So I also had an aloe vera, and I love my aloe vera. Absolutely love it. And it's still alive. It's been neglected quite a lot, but it's hanging outside in the garden because it doesn't what's the word? It just gets neglected, and it's fine, and it loves it and everything. So, but actually, what really got me into plants, I think this is a really cool story. It's kind of cute. I think this is probably the main reason how I really got into plants. So there was this little boy, and I was like, I'm gonna have to check up on those facts because I don't remember. But basically, there was a little boy that lived next door, and I was probably about, let's say, 12 years old, and he decided to take a cutting of the rose in their garden and give it to me before they moved out. He was such a cute little boy, and basically then from then I took the cutting, took the flower off and all the leaves off, and put it in the ground, and it grew amazing rose. Unfortunately, when I was like elsewhere in the world, it died. But that was probably what really got me into plants, was just being able to watch this this cutting that I put in the ground, and watch it like grow up. It's like, that's definitely got to be what got me into plants, what got me into so got this little green flash jewel orchid. I love jewel orchids. And I'm just going to pop it into the terrarium. I decided that the soil just wasn't working for him, and I'm going to lay him on the moss. I did actually have a spray, but I think I left it downstairs. But later on I will spray that. And look, so cute. So it's hanging out in there for now. So I'm really happy about that. Okay, next question. Okay. Interlude. Okay, so next question is from Teeny Indoor Jungle, and she says, is there a plant that no matter how much you try, you can't keep it happy? And I think I've actually got someone else who said that as well, similar. And then also plants with Sam. He's just opened his own little shop called Nook and Cranny Plants. You should check it out. That's who he is on Instagram. So Plants with Sam, Nook and Cranny Plants, said the plant you failed with the most. And I'm just going to see if there's any other who have said that as well. And Emma from Good Growing, definitely check Emma out. She's got her own YouTube channel. I'll link it down here. and she's one of my favourite YouTubers. But yeah, she's a friend of mine, and she said, what's your biggest plant regret? Okay. I don't know about you, but my biggest plant regret has to be variegated string of pearls, and also Addisoni monstera. But definitely variegated string of pearls, hands down, is the biggest regret. I spent so much money on a plant that I just couldn't keep alive. And they're such drama queens. They're so fussy. Oh my gosh. In my opinion, I mean, there's probably people out there that can give them really good conditions. But my house just doesn't. Nope. Couldn't root it. And when it was a full plant, when I had a full plant, couldn't keep that alive either. So yeah, thanks for that question, guys. Just proof here that I, really do. We all have our plant fails. I'm just going to put this guy up here for the moment. He will be moved. Okay, so what else have I got to do? I don't know if you can see. You can see the top of it. But I've actually got like a little greenhouse. And this is actually inspired by Rambling Lisa plants. Yeah. Ping! I should have really put my phone on do not disturb. That makes it sound like I'm actually popular. I spoke. Emily and other people have got potting mats, but the thing I love about mine is the design is designed with you in mind. So you get to pick how you want your mat to be. I mean, I do limit your options, unless I'm feeling like really generous, but that's like a bit more pricier. But yeah, and you also have to pay deposit if you want completely, like you've got a design you found yourself for your mat, then depends on the prices of the fabric. But yeah, so this one I will again, picture will be about here, is the pastel one. Yeah, I really love this one. It's one of my favourite because I'm a massive fan of pastels. Okay, so I've had Tina Loves Metal, and I've had Plants with Sam, and Very Perlite. Oh, she's awesome, that girl. And also Plant Bitch, and also Plants Not Pot. Also said. And I think even, Rambling Lisa Plants also asked me the same question. Oh, a similar question. It's what is your favourite genius? So, for those that follow me or know me well, my favourite genius is alocasia. I absolutely love alocasia. Alocasia are my favourites. The tea's cold, but it tastes good. Anyone else like cold tea? Depends what it is. Okay, so, right, I'm going to show you what I'm going to repot next. So I've got these begonias I'm going to repot. And I'm going to put them in this house, which I'm also going to show you a picture instead of, so you'll see it'll come up on the video, a picture of my greenhouse, and I'll show a picture of it when it's like done as well, because I don't think I've taken a picture of it. I'll actually take one on my phone now. Ping! There you go. So that should come up now. So yeah, I'm gonna put these guys in this terrarium greenhouse. So I painted it like a oak brown colour, and I'm gonna fill it up with my favourite soil mix terrarium soil. Terrarium soil from Soil.ninja. But before I do that, of course I have to do a drainage layer, because if you've watched my videos before, you can look and find how I make my terrariums. I don't have any lacquer balls today, so I'm going to have a mix of this and of the stuff that I used with the jewel orchid, but I'm also going to go for some bark. Woof woof. And got sphagnum moss as well, and the terrarium soil, which is there. So yeah, but I'm going to use some semi-hydro for the bottom as my drainage layer, I think. But yeah, I feel like I've got so many questions, and I've lost my phone. There we go. So I'm going to do a non-planty question. Oh, now I have to go all the way up. Okay, so a non-planty question I got asked was by at least 2 people. What is like some of your hobbies besides plants and sewing? Because that's my penny board. I nearly sold it, but then I decided not to because I wanted to keep that. I also reading. This is the book I'm reading at the moment. It's very good. I highly recommend it. Inkspell. Yes. There's a trilogy in the series. So I've got lots of books. I've also got my planty books too. Other hobbies include photography. So I have on my bookshelf loads of vintage cameras. I like collecting vintage cameras. So that I only actually have 3. Yes, one of my other hobbies is that I'm a long distance runner. This is one of my medals. The other one was from a long distance walk that I did. For cystic fibrosis. And this one was a marathon I did in New Zealand. Marathon finisher. Boom, boom, boom. And another one of my hobbies is collecting vintage cameras. Reading books. This is like my hobby shelf. Reading books, watching Friends, and a long distance run on that. I also enjoy a bit of yoga too. So that's just like short question. Another non-planty question is, so I'm going to load this into one question. It says, so I travelled abroad, right? And I worked and travelled for, say, overall probably 6.5 years. Maybe a little bit less, maybe 6. Can't remember the exact time. My favourite country, probably was, oh my gosh, so I've been to like New Zealand, Australia, Nepal, China, Italy. I lived in Milan for like a bit, but and other places as well, like not in those 6 years. And 1 year, and no 6 years, I went on the plane 11 times. It's true, 11 times. Yeah, one of my favourite things is travelling. It's that one of my pastimes. I really want to buy a van and go travelling. But yeah, so, and where, so I'm not looking, I don't know what my favourite country is. I love them all. I do like the UK a lot. And now, I used to hate it. But now I love that even though the UK is just a bit of a mess, I love it. So is every country, really. Without saying anything political. So I don't want to get in that. Okay, so, but yeah, my favourite country probably to travel with was probably New Zealand. Because of Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, another hobby. Yeah, and a country that I haven't been to already that I really, really want to go to, probably Cambodia or Thailand, like that parts of Asia. So I'm gonna start doing this. So I'm gonna fill up with semi-hydro and tell you why did I come up with jungle floor. So another question I was asked was, what is the top plant in my wish list? And I said variegated Milo and alocasia, which is the rhino skin one. That is probably my top wish list plant. Okay, and what is my favourite plant in my collection? Actually, I was going to repot this today. It's not actually an alocasia. It's this guy. And I'm not going to try and pronounce the name, but I'm just going to say this is Sky. Because I don't know why I call it Sky. And I got this from Ugly Planting. And I'm going to take it out today and put it in a special, like, terrarium that I really can't wait to put it in. Because it's, like, means that it will have a bit more space to grow up. And which is what it seems to be doing at the moment. But yeah. I will put the name of it in the information caption title of the video of what it's actually called, and then you could try and pronounce it because I don't want to butcher it. I did it once and I probably said it wrong, but yeah, that was from Ugly Planting, by the way. Just shout out to Ugly Planting. Has amazing jewel orchids. If you want to get into jewel orchids, talk to Ugly Planting because she's got some great, really, because they've got some great ones. Okay, so plants not pots said, if you could only buy one type of plant forever from now, what would it be? And she thinks alocasia, and she would be right. Alocasia. What are my thoughts on the Bee movie? Well, I've never actually watched it, Sam, but I like kids' movies. I mean, I had to watch them when I was nannying, because that's one of the things I did work-wise while I was living in Australia and New Zealand, and even the work I do in this country with the little kids, but I don't do that anymore. Do older stuff. I do young people, like 11 to 18-year-olds. They're like the age group that I work with a lot the moment. But yeah, when I was like, we're working with children and stuff, I watched a lot of movies. I think I actually probably did watch the Bee movie, but I don't remember it. So it can't have been that good, because I don't remember how good it was. Or how good it wasn't. Top favourite plants at the moment. Well, number one is obviously my baby. That I can't pronounce, but I'm going to call her Sky, because she's Sky. is my light veins around her. Not just because of the people that gave it to me. My Jacqueline that I grew from corn, and the leaf is going to be huge, I can tell. I mean, look at that. Can't wait for it to come out. It's massive. So excited. Another favourite plant in my collection is Sky, the stool orchid. Oh, I love her. She's so pretty. I think Ellie, Polly, Amazonica alocasia. Put that in the video. My favourite flavour of ice cream is mint chocolate. Love, love, love mint chocolate. Or salted caramel. Actually, probably salted caramel. Yeah. We have like really nice salted caramel like ice creams. They're like Tesco's own, I think. And they're really nice. Like on a stick, but I didn't get one tonight. So sad. I was being nice. Oh, how would I describe my interior design style in 3 words? Wow. Deep question, Sam. I don't know. Like, I would say vintagey, because I have like all the antique cameras, and I have a really cool antique, I'm not sure if it's an antique, but antique style mirror, and but I also really like just really would say just most of it's like, I would say party I don't know, jungle, antique, and flashy, and cute. That's not really cute. Cute, jungle, antique. Because the cute part is like the fact that I have loads of plushies and loads of Harry Potter things, and like one of my favourite plushies is on my bed, my Niffler. It's so cute. Yeah, picture there of him. So yeah, jungle, cute, and antique, because I collect antiques. That's kind of, yeah. Okay, so Tina Loves Metals said, how did I go about setting up my business? Well, I did a lot of research, a lot of testing products, like testing materials, and I built up a lot of really good relationships with people, and I asked questions, did a lot of market research, looked at other people's work. Like, market research was the big thing. Just seeing what's out there, seeing what people have and what the materials they've used and stuff, and yeah, just like looking at what a business vision is. Like, for me, like, a top thing is like that I want my business to be formed around independence and working independently with other small businesses. So all like my fabrics and stuff come from like local suppliers or like independent suppliers. I don't just go bulk buy from. I kind of like, because I like my stuff to be one of a kind. I like you to receive one of a kind stuff. And yeah, like I came up with the design myself for the jungle format, and even the new products that are coming out, which I'll show you soon. The only thing that I'm a bit sad about is the fact that the cushions haven't hit off, but I am supposed to be making some leaf shaped ones soon, so that's one of the things that's next. And if you could only save 5 of your plants, oh Emma, if you could only save 5 of your plants from your collection, what would you pick? It's that. I don't know how. It's that. But then I want to save this guy up there, Emma. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna have to Google the answer to this question, but basically, Very Perolite said, what is the capital of Latvia? And all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna Google it, and I'll just put it in the
person ever.
That's Very Perolite. She's hilarious. And this one's a good one too. An indoor or outdoor gardening tool you think is a waste of money. So, right. You know how you can get like those foam seat, that foam thing, and it's supposed to be your kneeling pad thing. Unless someone, maybe I will. Maybe I'll have a look into seeing a way of inventing one. But then it would probably cost loads of money. But I just think that's completely useless. It's great, because I can understand it. But even kneeling down, like, on something, like, it's got to be really, really good quality for it to actually be worth it. So I think it's a complete waste of money. Because you're going to be on your hands and your knees if you're going to be doing weeding. Otherwise, get a gardener. So I think that's just a complete waste of money to buy a pad. When you could probably just, like, you can probably just roll up something. Like a newspaper. I don't know. But I just think stuff like that is completely, like, especially when they've got those, like, little handle things. I mean, that makes sense, because it makes it easier for you to get up from the ground if you struggle to be on your knees. But if you struggle to be on your knees, don't get on your knees. Sit on your ass. I don't know, I just find that something like that is a complete waste of money, because there's probably something around the house that you could use. But then again, they're not that expensive. And okay, so I had another couple of questions. I've been into plants, like, properly, probably since 2018, because I really, no, actually longer than that, 2017, I had my own house in New Zealand, but I was sharing, it wasn't actually my own house, it was like, I was sharing a house with someone, just put my fingers in my teeth, I was sharing a house with someone, and we were, like, really into gardening, and we had, so I've been into gardening properly, since 2015, was when I really got into gardening. So yeah, I'd like bucket garden, because obviously, like, we were renting the place, bucket garden, plant all, like, vegetables and stuff in pots and stuff, and I was obsessed. Every year I would grow sweet peas. From 2015 to now, apart from I didn't do it last year, my mum did it, and this year's kind of different because they just seeded themselves from last year, but I always have sweet peas. Always. And then I've got my hydrangea out the front, and I've had my hydrangea since 2018 as well. So I've had an interest in, like, got into plants, but house plants, probably, 2018, because, okay. And the last question, I think I've already answered. I don't know. But basically, what is a good plant to have for someone who's a beginner? Well, I'm going to go for houseplants, because that is the majority of people that follow me are houseplant people. But I would say the easiest plant for a beginner is, I'm going to water those in a bit, is probably
depends what you're likely to do. Are you likely to be an overwater, or are you likely to be good at neglecting? If you're a neglecting kind of person, then I would say that go for a aloe vera. Easy, just neglect it, and it will be pretty much happening more every now and then kind of thing. But if this, guys, is Sky. She's officially my favourite plant in my collection. She's doing really well in here. Though I love it because you don't have to water this thing that much. But I'm gonna put her in this. And I've got a bit of terrarium soil. And jewel orchids like it moist, man. So I'm going to put a little bit of this terrarium soil on the bottom. It's like really moist in here. Oh, it's so dirty. I love it. And then, because a lot of this is, so this is going to go in there. But I'm going to put this moss on top. It doesn't look very nice. So I might this is actually, I think, if you've got somewhere you can put it, like a humid place, then this is actually quite, jewel orchids are quite easy. I find them easy anyway. Again, I think it totally depends on what kind of environment you can give that plant. So I don't think it matters. At the end of the day, there could be you could give them any. You could have any kind of plant, and if you can't give them the right environment, then you're not going to be good at it, are you? But yeah, I think just go with what you gut, what you think you might be able to, not just because it looks nice or any of that stuff. Don't say I can look after a plant if it's because you think it looks nice. Please don't. Just go with a plant that you know, read up about it, research, and go for your life. And look at the sky in here. It's like so cute. So yeah. Oh, and another little disclaimer. I secretly wish I was Luna Lovegood. I dressed up as her once. The tote bags and the backpacks come in September. And I would love to show you in a bit the fabrics for it, and then also planning on bringing out some leaf cushions and working on a design for a leaf blanket. So excited, guys. Keep watching my YouTubes, keep following me on Instagram and TikTok and stuff to find out and everything else that's going to happen, like for Jungle Floor. So that will include the backpacks, that will include your Jungle Floor mat, and that will include your messy play mats, that will include cushions, door squeaky. So yeah, and also if you haven't seen them yet, I've got some cool cushions for sale on my website, just plain ones. Yeah. And of course of course, guys, that includes photography. This is one of my shots that I took in New Zealand of a crabby. He was really funny. He always attacked me. And then, yeah. So that is the end of my thing. I'm going to do some sewing now. But before I do, this is what I'm making, just in case you wanted to know. And yeah, a new cup of tea because it's a different day. That's me. That was my repot and chill. I'm gonna go to bed now. Thanks for watching. Bye. A couple of times during my story, but yeah, I love allocations so much, and Marantas as well. It's my favourite genius. This one is one of my favourite plants, and it was given to me by the planted community on Instagram, some of them, which I was so almost cried when I got given it. And then there's Elho down there. Yeah, so